And we are underway.
Aggressive into the center for Amin Ayoub. Right in Makkasharip's face early on. Interesting. Really good jab from Amin Ayoub as well. He kind of whips it out from his lead side. You can see his shoulders twist as he throws it. Makes his lead hand very, very available. You see it there, he just snaps it out. It's almost like a Wing Chun punch. I like this aggression as well. You know, a lot of people when they fight Makkasharip, they give him a bit too much time and space to kind of find his rhythm. Maybe part of Amin Ayoub's game plan was to force him to work early without him wanting to.
Dan, you make a really interesting point, not only about Zaynukov, but really everyone out of this Nurmagomedov camp. That there's so much aura around that group that oftentimes guys lose the fight before they even climb into the cage because there's an intimidation factor. Does not appear to be plaguing Amin Ayoub.
That low kick was really strong. It's already brought a lump up on the side of the knee of Makkasharip Zaynukov. I agree, Sean. Look, you get in the cage against anybody from this camp and you feel like you're up against the whole team. And I appreciate the fact that Amin Ayoub has taken the initiative, even in the face-off as well, to get across the cage and stamp his control on this cage.
Dakota, as we make a point about the camps, I mean, you have decided to diversify your training. You spend time at home in England. You've made ATT down in South Florida, one of the most respected gyms in the world, a second home. How much has that added to the game? How much does having the right people in camp improve you in fights?
It's a big factor, you know. I struggled with training partners in the UK, and you know, I like to get looks off other people. I think that's really important. So going over to ATT and being around completely different styles, you know, types of coaching, it really elevated my game a lot.
See really good head movement and footwork from Amin Ayoub. He slips a couple of punches and's looking to counter, and Zaynukov's starting to feel a bit of the pressure, getting closer and closer to the fence.
Big swing. Takes advantage of it, goes underneath for the takedown here. I made a point as both men were walking out about the long win streaks that they built up, Dan. For whoever loses this fight, it's going to be the first time in 3 or 4 years that they have tasted defeat. There's a certain amount of pressure that comes with that.
A tremendous amount of pressure comes with that, especially because at this point in their career, this is where they're reaching for the elite levels. This is where they need to keep that win streak going. Now, Amin Ayoub's got a butterfly hook in here, but he's struggling to get the weight off his upper body from Zaynukov, who's now starting to scoot around and put pressure. Almost like he's going to step over to a half guard position in a second. Don't be surprised if he stuffs that leg and steps over. See some damage to the eye of Amin Ayoub as well.
Under 2 minutes now here in round one. Makkasharip Zaynukov, heavy pressure on top. A little scissor sweep attempt there for Amin Ayoub. Almost, but that does not count in MMA.
You know, I've always wondered about Khabib's camp, how many people are working off their back from guard, attacking? Like, it almost feels like everybody in that camp wants to be in top position or they're trying to get to top position. Whereas Zaynukov's dealing with someone that's throwing up triangles and stuff and dealing with butterfly hooks. It's interesting. I wonder what their sub-defense is like, because I wonder how many people have a good guard game in their camp.
Definitely wouldn't like to be the worst wrestler in Khabib's gym, that's for sure.
Yeah. You'd be the best mat cleaner is what you would be, I think.
With a minute left, Amin Ayoub works his way back to the cage. And Makkasharip Zaynukov, as we have seen so many people from this Nurmagomedov camp trying to keep him there, to no avail. Body shot and a right hand behind it for Ayoub, who steps right back into the fray after getting to his feet.
It's going to give Ayoub some confidence as well that he can get back to his feet as long as he can get to the fence. I also think he's going to be way more expectant of that takedown attempt now. He's been hit with it once. A little bit of swelling above one of the eyes of Amin Ayoub.
Well, Dan, you make the point about that takedown attempt. It really was Ayoub's fault. He got out of that kind of frame he had built for most of the fight, and he swung big, and that's how Makkasharip Zaynukov was able to get underneath. Good right hand there from Ayoub.
Yeah, this is solid work from Amin Ayoub. That was a lovely low kick, though, from Zaynukov. Oh, spinning attack.
The spinning back fist landed to the body.
Oh, saved by the bell.
Fun first round between Amin Ayoub and Makkasharip Zaynukov. A little water bottle shower for Makkasharip Zaynukov. Round 2 set to begin here at Coca-Cola Arena in Dubai, United Arab Emirates. Dakota Ditcheva joining us as a guest commentator. Sean O'Connell, Dan Hardy. Tonight's co-main event, a welterweight world title between Ramazan Kuramagomedov and Shamil Musayev. The main event in this division, lightweight, Alfie Davis and Usman Nurmagomedov. Amin Ayoub and Makkasharip Zaynukov trying to fight their way into those lightweight rankings.
Again, we've got this aggression from Amin Ayoub. He likes that control against the fence. You see what I mean about that jab, Dakota? How he kind of snaps it out, twists his shoulders as he's doing it. It reminds me of the old school Wing Chun punch. It sneaks down that center line, it's quite hidden.
And it's hard to defend. You don't see it coming, like you say.
Yeah. I think it's because his elbow doesn't flare out at his side. It's kind of low profile, you know?
I'd like to see Amin Ayoub keep hammering that lead calf. He landed one a moment ago that, again, caused Makkasharip Zaynukov to react pretty profoundly. Big winging punches from Ayoub. Good sprawl this time.
That was a good counter hook as well from Ayoub. Looks like it's brought some swelling up on the side of Makkasharip Zaynukov's head. But Zaynukov's coming back now. Great takedown defense. This is a hell of a scrap. Every time Amin Ayoub fights, it's like this. It's pace, it's aggression. He looked fantastic in Brussels last year, didn't he, Sean?
Absolutely. Third round TKO over Kevin Lopez in that one. An exchange of jabs here in the center. Dakota, give me a read on Ayoub. What does he need to do here to build a combination?
He needs to back him up again. I like the way he was cutting off the cage. You know, we was talking about that before. Keeping him on the back foot, he was getting a lot more success. He doesn't want to stand and trade with him. They've both got big hands, both men.
Heavy low kick again. What a pace. Oh, that was a great right hand from Zaynukov.
Slip and rip with that right hand. Zaynukov snapped the head of Amin Ayoub around. The Frenchman not going anywhere. And now Zaynukov has banked a bunch of those calf kicks in this round, starting to slow the movement for Amin Ayoub.
Yeah, I think that hurt Amin Ayoub, that last one. He's a little tentative on that lead leg now. You can see him kind of gently placing his lead foot as he's moving. And he returns it to Zaynukov.
Another right hand there for Zaynukov. And this is one of the interesting things about Zaynukov's style. I mean, he's got 8 wins in a row, as I mentioned. But he makes it interesting every time. Against John Mitchell last time out, a very, very close fight.
The spinning kick.
I love this pace of Amin Ayoub. He landed a good body shot a minute ago as well, a left hook. Good jab there from Zaynukov. Level changed again, gets the takedown this time.
Beautiful work. Success on the feet and now with a takedown.
Amin Ayoub looking like he was trying to build a frame to make space there, but Zaynukov drives forward. Here's the frame again to make the elbow work. We're going to see Amin Ayoub scramble himself back to the fence. Try and work back to his feet. 90 seconds to go in this middle round, Sean.
Well, it's interesting, Dan, you mentioned the getting back to the fence because both guys want this fight on the fence. Zaynukov is pushing Amin Ayoub back toward the fence. That's where he can kind of set up that far wrist ride and settle into the system that all these Dagestanis use so well. Amin Ayoub obviously can use it to elevate his shoulders and get back to his feet, climb up that fence, and here he goes with an attempt.
Yeah, Ayoub's got his shoulder back to the fence now. He's trying to build up. He's got to watch the wrist control. Beautiful work by Ayoub. He's still not out of danger, but he's building up slowly, trying to break the grip. Now he's going to have to turn without getting hit. Good effort by Makkasharip Zaynukov.
Another combination for Zaynukov, under 1 minute in round 2.
These guys are stealing the show so far.
What an amazing fight.
Just a torrential pace.
Good head movement by Ayoub, just kind of drifts away. He rides a lot of punches really well as well. And here we go with his takedown offense again. Strong work, nice elbow on the break. Zaynukov with the left hook. And again with the jab from Amin Ayoub. I wonder who goes back to low kicks first. There it is. Oh, both of these guys' lead legs are hurting now.
Amazing round.
Incredible round, little blood on the left eye of Amin Ayoub. Both fighters gonna have to dig deep in round 3.
I always love watching the corner work. Some of them get shouted at, some of them are really calm. Someone shouts at me, I'm not gonna I'm not gonna do good from that.
What works better? Whose voice in the corner do you hear most?
My brothers, for sure. You know, I used to fight Thai boxing. My mum and my brother used to be in the corner, but she used to have to tell my brother what to say, and I would hear his voice.
Wow.
So
Crazy.
It's very selective.
I used to be able to hear my sister in the crowd over my corner team. Crazy. It's interesting what a familiar voice can do and how important it is in coaching when you're in training camp to hear that same voice.
Definitely.
Now, Ayoub's corner team were asking for the speed on the jab. They want him to constantly pepper him with that jab, almost feeling like everything else that Ayoub does come off that. Level change again for Zaynukov. Looks like he's got his hands together. Ayoub's on the neck. Does he have it? Zaynukov's trying to bail out here. Looks like it could be dangerous. Wow.
Ayoub with a tight squeeze forced Zaynukov to be defensive instead of wrestling for the position. He's able to use that to get back to his feet. Sometimes offense is the best defense, Dakota.
It's true, very true, especially against a wrestling style. You know, wrestlers don't like to shoot on the back foot. You got to keep pressing forward.
Beautiful timing, wow. Unbelievable timing. And look at where they've landed in the cage and how much Amin Ayoub has to do now to get back to the fence. Triangle attempt perhaps here. Past the side control for Makkasharip Zaynukov. So here you can see, look at the distance between these guys in the cage. They're in the center area. There's a lot of distance that they've got to cover before they can get to the fence to start building up. It looks like Ayoub's going to try and use a reversal here instead, but Zaynukov is so heavily weighted with his lower body. Could he potentially stuff a inverted triangle here? That would be a real shot in the dark, honestly. So difficult to get that submission. Ayoub just looking for space now wherever he can find it. Ayoub looks like he's got his legs back in play now. One leg over the shoulder, one butterfly hook's not ideal, but he's better square than inside control. Looks like he might try and push under the armpit and bridge his opponent over, but look at the cover of Zaynukov. He's so heavy in top position, smashes through.
Ayoub gets his legs back involved a second time here. Left leg butterfly.
Half a round to go. Looks like he's trying to creep that butterfly hook in there. Great work again by Amin Ayoub to keep the fight moving. Another triangle attempt, but Zaynukov passes, gets his head clear.
All the way into side control. Makkasharip Zaynukov.
Makkasharip trying to get a finger in his ear to control him there.
You get a grip where you can, Dan.
Yeah, I don't know if that's in the rules actually, Sean, I'll be honest. Look, you can see him grabbing his ear to pull him back down. It's the problem with cauliflower ears, you see, you know. More to hold on to. It's like a climbing grip. Ayoub's not too bad, you know. Oh, did you hear him? Come on, fight me. Frustration.
He wants it back on the feet.
Someone needs to tell Amin Ayoub that Makkasharip Zaynukov doesn't speak a lot of English. Another attempt to climb back into that triangle position. The pressure of Zaynukov is able to negate it.
Tough position to land in at the beginning of a round. He needs to scoot his way to the cage.
Zaynukov's got to be cautious of those knees.
Well, I also find it interesting that the ref wants a stand up there. Zaynukov made no move to drive Ayoub back into the cage, and a takedown immediately after the restart puts the Russian on top again.
Yeah, frames again from Amin Ayoub, trying to make space. Zaynukov like a heavy, wet blanket.
Saying something back now.
Looking for a neck attack there, but nothing happening for Amin Ayoub in this position.
Both of them are talking to each other.
They're having a little conversation here as the violence ensues.
Oh, he said stand up. He said stand up.
Little trash talk from Makkasharip Zaynukov. Final few seconds and an incredible bout. So far, the fight of the night. No need to pick a fight now, boys. It already happened. We'll take a look at some replays as we await the judges' scorecards here in Dubai at Coca-Cola Arena. Furious fight. Just beautiful through all 3 rounds. And Dakota, I think that eventually it's the wrestling of Zaynukov who might end up getting the decision here, but what a fight.
Yeah, so entertaining. I like that both of them stood and did a bit of striking as well, you know. Not everybody wants to see the wrestling side, so I'm sure the fans are quite excited to see a bit of both in that one.
This is the extracurriculars at the end of the fight. Nothing wrong with a little intensity. As we take a look at the post-fight stats, Amin Ayoub outlanded Makkasharip Zaynukov in the punching, but Zaynukov with the important number there all the way at the bottom, the 4 takedowns and a 1-strike advantage on the total. On the feet, Dakota, I think a very even fight.
Very. Yeah, I would say so. I would say so. Both men had big hands in that fight. They were landing very nice. Just obviously the takedowns have pushed it up a little bit.
Saif Al-Naji has the official judges' scorecards to declare our winner.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, after 3 5-minute rounds of incredible action for this lightweight bout right here from the Coca-Cola Arena in Dubai, we head to the judges' scorecards for the official decision. Judge 1 scores the card 27-30. Judge 2 scores the card 28-29. And Judge 3 scores the card 27-30. All for your winner by unanimous decision, Makkasharip Zaynukov!
Hell of a fight. Hell of a fight from both these guys.
Make it 8 in a row for Makkasharip Zaynukov. Unanimous decision victory. And maybe enough to put him in the top 10.
Click below to subscribe and watch more MMA content.